What's going on? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So Mike Williams has been signed to the Jets. Hold on, guys. Let me pull it up. So Mike Williams will be going to the Jets. People were trying to say he would go to the Chiefs, which I didn't believe he would. You know, I didn't believe he would be. I didn't know if he would go to the Chiefs because of his history. Mike Williams gets hurt a lot, so you know it was a good move. The Jets should be fine this year, depending on Aaron Rodgers. It's a 1-year deal worth up to $15 million, which means he doesn't get the full $15 million. You know, he doesn't get the full $15 million, but he can get up to that. Sorry for the yawning. I just woke up. It's now so what will he do with the New York Jets? Like I said, if Aaron Rodgers is able to throw the ball down the field, you know, which I don't believe he will be. I think Aaron Rodgers was a waste of time. I still think the Jets should have tried to go get Lamar or go get somebody besides Aaron Rodgers. If I'm them, I get a reliable backup. Or I go get a quarterback later in the draft or early and have them in place in case anything happens. See, people forget Aaron Rodgers is old. He's old. This isn't the same Aaron Rodgers from like 8 years ago. No, not at all. But this will help the Jets offense. Garrett Wilson will see less double teams, less bracket coverages, and swinging the coverage his way. Because Mike Williams can stretch the field. He also can run routes. Mike can make some plays. His only issue is, can he stay healthy? And if he can stay healthy for most of the games, the Jets will be tough. But it depends on what Rodgers do. I think signing Rodgers was bad, but we'll see this year. Rodgers may come out there and ball out. I still think the Jets need a quarterback just in case anything happens. You know. Anything happens. So but I think he could be a very good asset. Also, Michael Thomas was released by the Saints. He kind of, fell out, and then plus Olave just been balling. So I knew that was coming. His misdemeanor case was dropped, but they're saying he's entering a pretrial diversion program, after November arrest. But the charges, were dropped. So the incident, occurred in front of his residence in Kenner, Louisiana on November 10th. And he was accused by a local contractor of pushing him and throwing a brick at his car windshield amid an altercation over parking issues in the neighborhood. And there was no evidence of anything. He was taken into custody that night and released a few hours later. But he injured his knee 2 plays into the game, was eventually placed on IR, which ended the season after 10 games. So, excuse me. So, Michael Thomas, he's out of that situation. I remember that last year. It was crazy. But, the complainant basically tried to say there was a video of the assault, and it wasn't no video. There was no video at all. So all of this stuff was to try to use to dirty this man's name because the person was wrong. And instead of him just being a man and being wrong, he went to throw a brother name under, because he knew he could have did that to him because he's a brother and he knows the news will travel faster than if it was him dealing with a white man, which is sad, the world we live in. But that's the facts. And I think that kind of derailed him when he got that injury. But they're saying that and they basically said he had to enter a 6-month pre-trial diversion program and the charges would be dropped. But it's like, why would he have to do all of that when he didn't do nothing? There was no evidence. There was no, see, this is what I'm saying. This always happens to us, and it's sad, for Mike Thomas. But where Mike Thomas might go, well, Mike Thomas is 31 and he's dealt with some injuries. I don't know who he goes to. I don't even think he gets picked up because he's gotten a bad rap. He's been, his name has been dragged through the mud. And see, this is why I try to tell NFL players, you guys should have gotten what you guys should have done. You guys should have gotten guaranteed contracts. Not only guaranteed contracts, you guys should have gotten health care. Y'all should have took the deal. You should have took less money and got unlimited health care. So whenever you're done playing in the game, you're good. Like, you're fine. You're good to go. You're able to still walk around with your family, still able to function, still able to have your head on right. But this is the problem. Money. Money's not everything. Yes, you do need it to survive in this world, but you want to try to have your health taken care of. You got to have benefits. Like, if I get sick tomorrow, I can go in and I'll be fine. I could go get done, get my stuff paid off and bounce. Now, here are the Texans' new uniforms. These are their new uniforms, which people are trying to roast it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's regular. It's okay. I mean, I don't think it would be, and this is fair use at, by the way, I don't think that it does anything wrong. I think it's fine. So I don't even know what the deal is, man. People just always gotta find something wrong with something. Okay, so here's a better look like a basic jersey to me. So what, they're gonna wear these are the away jerseys, it's saying. I mean, it just look regular to me. It look kind of bland. I mean, I didn't see what was wrong with the old jerseys. The old jerseys were fine to me, personally. That's how I look at it. So I don't know. People people always find something bad about it. You know. Oh man. Excuse me. Let me wipe my nose, guys. Sorry about that. My bad, y'all. I sneezed and stuff came out my nose. Now, Skip Baseless is in the news again, and it's like, what are we talking about? He's saying that Colorado is the next Alabama dynasty. Why can't we just let Deion build the program? Why is everybody in such a rush to make him the next best coach ever and all it is? It's like, let's calm down. Colorado accomplished something last year. They won over 3 games. Right? Now they got to prove now what they have to do is they have to prove that they can get the right talent and then they can go out there and execute their plays. Last year, you got to remember, last year they found out they had a spy. You know, they had a spy as offensive coordinator and that leaking stuff. They had to get rid of him because of his bad play calling. And then Deion making his comments that he's not going to run the ball just to run it. He has to find a way to establish the running game. So you have to understand is that it's a process in college football. You know, it's a process. And people need to understand it takes time. It takes time to build a program. You know what I'm saying? And Prime is not only dealing with other colleges going against them. He's dealing with boots. He's dealing with people within his own program who's doubting him. He's dealing with the national media who wants to tear him down. They want to tear him down because they don't want him to succeed. Because if he succeeds, then it's going to make everybody else, you know. And then he's also bringing ratings to the networks. People want to watch him, whether it's good or bad. They want to see him either win or see him fail. And coaches are jealous of that. You heard the Oregon coach going on a rant and stuff, you know, because he's never gotten press coverage before. So he had to sell it. And that's what I try to tell people is that people will sell it as much as they can. They always want to tear down the black male, head coach, athlete, general manager, president, or whatever. They want to tear them down. And that's why I told you the media wasn't made for us. And Skip Baseless is putting all this unwanted, all this unwanted pressure on Coach Prime by saying this stuff. It's like, bruh, chill out. You did the same thing to Baker Mayfield. You did the same thing to Johnny Manziel. You do this to everybody. It's like, dog, like, shut the hell up sometimes. We don't want to hear you. We don't know if he'll be the next Alabama dynasty. I love Coach Prime, but Coach Prime struggles in big games. He does. They won the SWAC a couple times. And then when they played the big game against the MEAC conference, or to have their own championship of the black colleges or the D1AA, they got beat. They got blown out. So that's what I'm saying. We gotta wait and see. We gotta be patient. Yes, I want Coach Prime to be successful. Yes, I want Coach Prime to win. But Coach Prime, we've got to give him some time. We can't keep on. And then, like, let's say this year he only wins 7 or maybe 8 games. Is that going to be a failure? No. That's not going to be a failure. Because look. Let's see. Their record was 4-8, right? Last year. So they won more games than they previously won. Now, this year, I believe they could go 8 and something. I believe 8-4. I believe they can go. Maybe 9-3. But I believe they could go 7-5 or 8-4 this year. Is that bad? No, that's good. People gotta understand. They gotta stop. We gotta stop with all this. So, now they're criticizing him for not doing any home visits. Coach Prime wants to save the university money by having parents come see him. Everything to be a negative. Now, do I think he should do home visits and stuff? I mean, it depends. Everything is different from everybody. People do stuff differently. Excuse me. People do stuff differently. So, we'll see if it works or not. But Coach Prime has been, not so good in big games. So to recap everything we talked about, people, Mike Williams is with the Jets. Does this help the Jets? The Jets season depends on Aaron Rodgers. They can sign all these guys like Mike Williams, Tyron Smith. It doesn't matter if your quarterback can't stay healthy. And plus, if I'm the Jets, I would go get another quarterback just in case. Just in case. Aaron Rodgers doesn't do well or hold up under duress in the pocket, or if he gets hit, he might get hurt, So now you also look at that. Mike Thomas was released, and he was released to me very poorish on the Saints part. He was accused of assaulting this 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 worker or contractor, and basically he didn't, because they didn't have any proof. But he had to go do this program for 6 months, which I think is ridiculous, so they could have the charges dropped. I'm like, for what? You had no proof. There was no proof of him breaking anything, hurting anybody, but he still got to go do this little whatever program called. I don't forgot the damn name because it's so dumb. And then now he's released. So what teams do I think that could go get him? I mean, Mike Thomas could go play for anybody, but do I think he's going to be picked up? I don't think so. But if he does, the Bucks could use him. He could go to the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens definitely could use him. He would be a great addition to the Ravens, because he can run routes. He's a good possession receiver. He's a guy that Lamar needs. He'll be great on third downs. Not only that, he could go to the Chiefs. There's plenty of teams Mike Thomas can go to, but is he going to be the same Mike Thomas of old? No, I mean, he got hurt. He kind of lost some steps, but I would pick him up because of what he can do. I love his tenacity. He has huge hands, so he's very, very good catcher. It's just that Olave stepped up last year. But I think that he'll be good on the Ravens or anybody. The Bucks. The Jags already picked up a couple receivers, Duvernay and this other guy, which was dumb to me. He can go to Indianapolis with Anthony Richardson. He can go to the Chargers. The Chargers could pick him up. I mean, it's a lot of teams he can go to. He still should get a shot. I don't care what anybody say. He should still get a shot. And then Skip Baseless said that Colorado is going to be the next Alabama dynasty. It's like, why are you putting this pressure on Coach Prime, dog? Coach Prime just won 4 games. This year, like Keyshawn said it best, like this year, he said he sees him 3-4 years maybe coming into fruition. And I believe the same thing. I believe by not this year coming up, but next year, they'll start being a playoff or championship contending program. But Coach Prime got to get the guys in there. And if he does, I'm rooting for him, because he my brother from Florida, from Fort Myers. He right up the road from me. But we got to stop putting this unwanted pressure on him, Skip Baseless. Dude always trying to put pressure. You did that to Baker Mayfield. You did that to Manziel. You do this all the time to athletes. You did this to Vince Young. Putting all this pressure on these guys and not letting these guys just play. And then I showed you guys the Houston Texans new uniform, which I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I'm going to show you guys again. I didn't see nothing wrong with it, but people were clowning it for some reason. And fair use at. This is the away jerseys. We'll probably get the home jerseys later. But I mean, there's just the old school look. A sleek look. I don't see nothing wrong with it. And then you got people clowning it. I'm like, for what? And here's another picture of it. I mean, it's just a regular jersey. I don't see nothing wrong with it. People just find something wrong with anything, right? So that's all I got, man. I wanted to bring y'all a video. Finna see if I can get a few minutes of sleep. Thank you guys, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. If you guys love what you hear, you can donate to the page by going, to my description box, hitting that link to my Cash App. It's also in the comment section. You guys can also find me in Zelle. That you could donate to me on Zelle. You guys can look at that. What do I say? Yeah, you can look at that. You can look at that in the description box. In my description box, you'll see that. You guys can also super chat me when the video's live or premieres, or you can super thank me after everything's over with. And you guys can also sign up to the Patreon. The Patreon is only $3 a month. I just did a video. It should be up in a few minutes. Talking about some things. Like I said, the Patreon, $3 a month. We working over there. We working. You can follow me on Rumble. I didn't put a video on Rumble lately. I might put a couple on there. Hell, I might put a video on the DZ report later. I'm just so tired, man. I'm busy as hell. I work like very long hours. So I'll try to get all that stuff to you guys, man. So thank y'all, man, for y'all love and blessings, man. And we are out. DZ and shout out to Carcino for Life. Shout out to Scrub Zero. Shout out to Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. Shout out to Who Did It This Time. Shout out to Lobo, L0B0. Shout out to who else? Jeff Bone the Bonehead, MDT Sports, Leaf Diggy. Who else? That was Leaf Diggy. Dang. Oh yeah, One True Emperor and Strictly Unapologetic and the Mac Mizzle Show. They doing their thing. And shout out to everybody else out there. So thank y'all for y'all love and blessings, man. We are out. DZ.